Hey, what's up? It's Privacy J here. It's time for another Sunday's live stream. Now, happy Father's Day to everyone out there. And also today is the first day of summer as well. So summer begins. It's gonna be hot out there. So yeah, and go celebrate your fathers and all of them with everybody out there, because you get your Father's Day card for everybody, for friends and family and all this. So yeah. Now, before we go to the topics, I have to explain. For 2 months, I will not be here for YouTube, because August, September, October, November, December is just a reminder, because I won't be here as well. So yeah, and also this Friday was the last day of school, because this is gonna be the last, because everybody knows as me as a Privacy J production since 2014, because now I have terminated back in like 3 years ago, but 2 years ago, because I make a new one like a year ago. So yeah, but as of May notice, because COVID restrictions has lifted, and we'll explain about more topics as more details. So yeah, now I'm gonna go over to the updates about the COVID. So yeah, now here is the what's going on to happen for some reasons for this year. Let's see. So yeah, Sunday live stream will be running. Will run through August 1st. Social media calls will be on pause on August 3rd through March 10th for next year. For 2022. Content on my channel will pause until next year to return. Google Meets will run through August 2nd. And no content and live streams for several months until next year. And the 2021 year in review is on December 30th for this year. Now I'm gonna move along. Just give me a second. The COVID updates. Oh yes, COVID updates. Excuse me. Oh, there we go. Now I see it. All right. Now, here are the COVID updates. The final total dropping. So the COVID hospitalizations are 491 total hospitalizations, because it's almost dropping. And the vaccination updates, it was 20,574,625 total doses administered. 60,498 total doses administered over past 24 hours. 70.9% of New Yorkers of age 18 with at least one dose. 63.0% of New Yorkers at the age of 18 with completed vaccine series. Of 58.8% of all New Yorkers with at least one dose. And finally, 51.8% of all New Yorkers with completed vaccine series. Now move along to the COVID hospitals, COVID health data. Wowee, guys, it's getting good down there. Going good, good, good. Getting back to normal. 1 week left, or a couple of weeks left. So yeah, it's getting closer to post-pandemic, post-COVID as well. Yeah. Now moving along to today's topics. Let's see what we have here. Yes. Excuse me. Ads. The New York sets the new U.S. low for COVID positively. Hospitalizations fall below 1,000 of 1K for the first time in 8 months. I'm going to read the description. So, in the city, COVID-19 cases are down 95% since January, while the hospitalization rate is down 86%. Mayor de Blasio is has target outreach efforts is now on kids of the age 12 to 17. All right, narrator. Your turn to read.
Movie theaters are opening back up. Can't decide what to see? Film critic Neil Rosen is here to help you choose from the newest releases of the summer. What to know? Both NYC and state are reporting their lowest positivity rates since that metric started to be reported. Governor Andrew Cuomo says NY's rolling positivity rate is now the lowest among all U.S. states. In the city, COVID-19 cases are down 95% since January, while the hospitalization rate is down 86%. Mayor Bill de Blasio is focusing his targeted outreach efforts now on kids age 12 to 17. A new in-school vaccine pilot will launch in 4 Bronx schools Friday and may spread to other boroughs. The mayor also plans vaccine block parties to engage parents and youth in the process. New York now boasts the lowest rolling COVID positivity rate in the country, Governor Andrew Cuomo said Thursday, while statewide hospitalizations have fallen below 1,000 for the first time since the third week in October. The metrics are equally as positive in the one-time epicenter of the pandemic. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio said Thursday that new COVID-19 cases in the city are down 95% since January, while the positivity rate is down 91%. Hospitalizations in the hospitalization rate are down 69% and 86%, respectively, as well. Both de Blasio and Cuomo credit vaccinations for the overwhelming improvements, and both continue to add new enticements to incentivize those less motivated or less inclined, for whatever reason, to get their shots. Specifically, they're focusing their latest targeted outreach on the youngest eligible recipients, those 12 to 17. A day after announcing the first in-school vaccinations would debut in the Bronx Friday and spread to other boroughs in the coming weeks if they prove successful, de Blasio introduced youth vaccine block parties as another means to reach kids.
Hey, what's up, Hamza? We're just reading about the COVID hospitalizations because I just did the updates about the COVID hospitalizations and the vaccinations updates are the vaccinations are going, the rates are going up as well. So anyway, yeah. All right, so back to where we are. Keep on going.
New York City is seeing COVID-19 statistics we haven't seen since the first cases were discovered here more than a year ago. Andrew Schiff reports. De Blasio says the city plans youth vaccination block parties for the summer to support kids and parents, encourage vaccinations, and answer any questions. It's part of his latest effort to reach the newly eligible 12 to 17-year-old age group. Nearly 120,000 New York City kids aged 12 to 17 have gotten at least one dose so far, de Blasio said, which is about 23% of the city's population in that age range and surpasses the national average, 22%, for the same group, the mayor noted. That said, those youth still lag their older cohorts in terms of vaccination rates statewide. Just 0.2% of kids aged 12 to 15 are fully vaccinated compared with a 36.2% full vaccination rate for those aged 16 to 25, data shows. Nearly 23% of New York kids aged 12 to 15 have gotten at least one dose, though. While kids are less likely to experience severe outcomes from COVID, they can still get sick and potentially infect others, more likely to be hospitalized or die, officials say, hence a full-throttle effort at all government levels to motivate them.
All right, so this is the vaccination progress, but that's because it's a one dose. It's because but before we do that, I just want to tell you I got the second dose of the vaccine last Friday. Yeah, and now I'm fully vaccinated as well because because I congratulate me for fully vaccinated. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Continue reading.
To reach kids a bit older, the so-called zillennials, Taglacio said Thursday that the new Shots and Shots program will send mobile vaccine buses to nightlife areas. The buses have already visited Bushwick, Astoria, the Lower East Side, Bronx Night Market and Inwood, and will head to downtown Brooklyn and the West Village Thursday and Friday nights. Taglacio also announced the winners of the city's weekly vaccination contest Thursday. The prizes this time included 22-day staycations at local hotels. To date, about 55% of the city's adult population is fully vaccinated, but that number plunges to 44.2% when the entire population, including those not yet eligible, is included. Dose rates have plateaued in the last 6 weeks across the board, but given the impact Taglacio says they've had on COVID rates, he's not letting up. Neither is Cuomo, whose best-in-nation 0.60% rolling positivity rate is in the midst of a 59-day stretch of decline. New York also notched a single-day positivity rate low of 0.44% on Thursday, though the number of total tests are markedly down. COVID rates across the state have never been lower, and hospitalizations are under 1,000 for the first time in 8 months, all while businesses are reopening and people are coming back together again, Cuomo said in a statement. Our state is back, and that's a testament to the New Yorkers who have stayed tough and smart over the last year, but most of all, it's a testament to the more than 19 million vaccinations we've put in arms. The vaccines are safe, free, and effective, period, and the sooner we get each and every eligible New Yorker vaccinated, the sooner we can finish off this pandemic once and for all, the governor added.
Okay, so these is all the vaccine providers that we are not going to look at it, so I have to skip that. And here's Cuomo to congratulate everybody for the announcement of the 4 kids. So moving on, you keep reading, narrator.
To further beat back a disease confirmed to have taken nearly 43,000 New York lives to date, and one that likely is accountable for thousands upon thousands more fatalities, Taglacio and Cuomo have rolled out a growing number of lucrative incentives in recent weeks to engage those less inclined to get vaccinated. So far, the most potentially life-changing incentive introduced by the states is a 5-week program offering full college scholarships to NYU or CUNY University to kids aged 12 to 17 who get at least one vaccine dose by July 7th. A total of 50 free college educations will be raffled off over the course of the 5-week program. Cuomo announced the first 10 winners on Wednesday. See the first group of winners below.
Okay, I'm gonna go shortly read. Governor Cuomo announced the first kids to win full 4-year scholarships as a part of new vaccine incentive program on Wednesday. And so yeah, daily percentage of positive tests by New York region. Governor Andrew Cuomo breaks the state into 10 regions for testing purpose and tracks positivity rates to identify potential hotspots. Here's the latest tracking data by region and for the 5 boroughs for the latest county level results statewide. So which I'm not gonna bother that. So yeah, moving on. Of keep reading.
Kids can sign up for the weekly drawings even if they were vaccinated before Cuomo announced the program. Those who are interested can sign up here to be notified when each drawing begins. The New York governor added yet another carrot to the pile Thursday, announcing horse racing fans who get vaccinated at an immobile pop-up vaccinate site at Belmont Park earn complimentary general admission to the 2022 Belmont Stakes. Cuomo said the site, which will use the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine, will run next to the clubhouse entrance of Belmont Park on Friday from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This year's big race kicks off not long after that. It will be televised live on NBC.
All right, sorry about that, guys. That was the message. Because it keeps distracting me for the reasons because the message machine on the house phone. So you don't have to worry. We don't have to worry about that. Okay. I just ignored it. Anyway, moving on. Back to where we are. So keep reading.
Nationally, 48.6% of the eligible U.S. population is fully vaccinated to date, though that number climbs to nearly 52% when only adults are considered, CDC data shows. The highest full vaccination rates are among those 65 and up, 74.9% of whom are immunized. That number has held pat for some time, though, suggesting those willing and interested in getting vaccinated have already done so. President Joe Biden has declared June a month of action as he aims to have at least 70% of U.S. adults at least partially vaccinated by July 4th. Anheuser-Busch announced Wednesday it would buy 200,000 Americans a round of beer once that goal is met. The vaccination goals come as the U.S. eclipsed 600,000 total deaths from COVID, according to an NBC News tally on Thursday. It took 102 days since the last grim threshold of 500,000 in February, which is a marked improvement considering the country saw 200,000 deaths in about a 2-month span between December and February.
So yeah, these are the confirmed cases. So which means I'm not gonna worry about it. Next topic. Excuse the ads. Anyway, the next topic, it was the New York COVID restrictions has lifted. Governor Cuomo calls changes a milestone. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna read little by little. So the city that never sleeps is ready for a great awakening. Your turn.
After enduring more than 13 months of a global pandemic that ravaged the Big Apple, New York is taking a major step toward a return to normal with mask mandates and restrictions on businesses being lifted.
Next one.
Governor Cuomo offered a celebratory pat on the back Wednesday, marking the milestone as a majority of the state's COVID capacity limits are officially eased and vaccinated New Yorkers are allowed to ditch their face coverings in most circumstances. New York is coming back, and it's a testament to the strength and grit of New Yorkers who banded together, stayed tough, and fought as one to defeat the COVID beast, the governor said in a statement.
Yep, these are the COVID cases again, so I'm not gonna do that. We'll skip past it. Next paragraph.
The reopening means capacity limits are lifted for most businesses, as well as restaurants, offices, churches, museums, and theaters. There are no more mask or social distance requirements for those who are fully vaccinated, in compliance with the recent Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance. Face coverings are still required in schools, hospitals, on mass transit, and for those not yet inoculated. Businesses can choose to continue to require masks for all customers. Additionally, the statewide curfew on outdoor food and drink service was lifted earlier in the week. The midnight curfew for indoor dining is scheduled to be lifted at the end of the month.
Next paragraph.
The sweeping changes come as the Empire State COVID cases and hospitalization rates dropped to their lowest levels since last fall, and nearly half of all New Yorkers have been immunized against the deadly virus that ravaged the Big Apple. The statewide positivity rate stood at 1% as of Tuesday, and 1,521 New Yorkers remained hospitalized with the virus, according to the governor's office. A sign at Starbucks on W. 23rd Street and 5th Avenue notifies fully vaccinated customers that face coverings are optional starting May 19th in Manhattan, New York. Another 21 people died of COVID, bringing the state's death toll to 42,524. This progress has been a function of the hard work and dedication shown by New Yorkers throughout this entire pandemic, and it's because of that progress that we are able to ease restrictions on businesses and lift mask and social distancing requirements for vaccinated individuals in most public places, Cuomo said. This is a huge milestone in our reopening and our efforts to build New York back better and stronger. NYC reopening after coronavirus shutdown. The governor also offered updated guidance for health and safety measures at childcare, day camp, and overnight camp programs that include tracking vaccination status and documentation for all staff and children, and mandatory daily health screenings for staff and visitors. Child care facilities, day camps, and overnight camps must implement capacity limits and enforce mask-wearing mandates for unvaccinated kids and staffers under new rules. Staff who are not fully vaccinated must wear masks and maintain 6 feet of distance from other unvaccinated staff, and facilities must enforce capacity limits that ensure appropriate social distancing. Children over 2 who are not fully vaccinated must wear face coverings except when eating, drinking, showering, swimming, or sleeping. To help ensure maximum protections for staff and children at childcare and camp programs, we are issuing this guidance so the facilities can implement basic but critical measures that will allow them to operate safely, Cuomo said.
Next topic. We're talking about the last topic. Coronavirus vaccine updates. Many restrictions was lifted across U.S. cases lowest in a year. So this is gonna be it. Okay. You go, narrator.
More COVID restrictions are being lifted across the country as coronavirus cases drop. While the pandemic still isn't over, health experts say the vaccines are allowing Americans to inch closer towards pre-pandemic normal life. The majority of U.S. adults are now fully vaccinated. In Pennsylvania, nearly all COVID restrictions now lifted. Starting Tuesday, Michigan wants a COVID epicenter, also allowing restaurants to open indoor dining areas at 50% capacity. And for the first time since the virus shut down New York City, restaurants no longer face any restrictions. It comes as the country reports fewer than 20,000 new COVID cases per day, the lowest number in more than a year. Here are more of today's headlines. Masks, Social distancing still important even with COVID vaccination. Studies suggest vaccination alone might not be enough to end the COVID-19 pandemic, researchers reported Tuesday. Even with a majority of the population vaccinated, the removal of pandemic precautions could lead to an increase in virus spread, the researchers reported in the medical journal JAMA Network Open. Zero new COVID deaths in NYC, lowest positivity since start of testing. New York City continues to emerge from the coronavirus pandemic with promising new numbers, including 0 deaths a day, 83% positivity rate that is the lowest level since the start of COVID testing. For first time in over a year, U.S. records daily average of fewer than 20,000 new COVID-19 cases. The U.S. just recorded a 7-day average of fewer than 20,000 new daily COVID-19 cases for the first time since March 2020. The daily average of new cases dropped to about 17,248 as of Monday, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. However, that number might be lower than reality, as some cases from the weekend and the Memorial Day holiday might not have been reported yet.
Keep reading.
Renting the porta potty can be a challenge as COVID-19 restrictions ease after more than a year of staying at home, avoiding crowds and other COVID-19 precautions. Many Americans are looking forward to a summer of festivals, concerts, road races and other large events. That has porta potty suppliers and manufacturers scrambling to make sure that they have enough toilets to go around, CNN reported. Krispy Kreme has given away 1.5 million free donuts through COVID-19 vaccine deal. Krispy Kreme has given away 1.5 million donuts for free since March. That's when the North Carolina-based sweet shop created a promotion to give people who were fully vaccinated against COVID-19 a free glazed donut every day. More normal July 4th this year. Mayor de Blasio said NYC will be able to have something much more like what we've historically had on July 4th this year. But we still have to be smart about it, he said. We have to structure it for this kind of transitional moment we are in. The mayor said there will be a full announcement about the city's July 4th celebration soon. Senior centers reopening in NYC. Senior centers in New York City are back open for business. The centers have been cleared to resume all outdoor activities starting immediately, Mayor de Blasio said. Indoor congregate activities can resume on June 14th. Participants are still being advised, out of an abundance of caution, to maintain social distancing. The centers will not require attendees to be vaccinated. NYC records lowest positivity rate ever. New York City has recorded its lowest COVID positivity rate since the start of the pandemic, Mayor Bill de Blasio announced Tuesday. The rate, 0.83%, is the lowest since the city started administering tests for the coronavirus. This is a testament to the power of vaccination, the mayor said. This is a testament to the willpower of New Yorkers. Teachers return to classrooms in Paterson. NJ teachers are being welcomed back to school buildings Tuesday in Paterson, New Jersey after a confusing back and forth about in-person learning. Officials say teachers will work Monday through Thursday in person and work remotely on Fridays.
Keep reading.
WHO gives authorization to Sinovac vaccine. The World Health Organization has issued an emergency use listing for the COVID-19 vaccine made by Sinovac in adults aged 18 and over, the second such authorization it has granted to a Chinese company. In a statement Tuesday, the UN Health Agency said data submitted to its experts showed that 2 doses of the vaccine prevented people from getting symptoms of COVID-19 in about half of those who got the vaccine. WHO said there were few older adults enrolled in the research, so it could not estimate how effective the vaccine was in people over age 60. Moderna begins process to win full U.S. regulatory approval for use of its COVID-19 vaccine in adults. American pharmaceutical company Moderna says it has begun the process to win full U.S. regulatory approval for the use of its COVID-19 vaccine in adults. Moderna announced Tuesday it has begun a rolling submission to the Food and Drug Administration of data from its studies of the two-dose vaccine.
Okay, so yes, COVID-19 vaccination protocol. I'm not gonna worry about that. And that's it. Anyway, that was your Sunday's topic. Before we go, here's what to expect is going to be announced to get it back together and get back online with my friends with the Other Bros and fun together for next year. So for January 10th on 20 for the Google Meet will return. March 11th will be on social media returns. March 24th, social media calls on Facebook Messenger and Instagram Messenger will return, and Instagram Live with Two Bros. March 29th, we'll be joining StreamYard with Two Bros. April 12th, we will get Twitter for Hamza Studios. April 15th will be a messenger room with Two Bros. April 18th will be in Zoom meetings with Two Bros as personal accounts only. April 27th we'll be getting Snapchat for Hamza Studios. April 30th, join Streamlabs with Two Bros. And also May 7th will be on Skype, as we don't know. To be announced, they'll be for WhatsApp for him. FaceTime SharePlay, they'll be coming soon on this fall. It's going to be released according to WWDC on Apple events for 1 week ago, and on Twitch as well. So that was your Sunday's live stream. Sorry I had to do this real quick because I have like plenty stuff to do. So yeah. But stay tuned for the next. Before I have to end, my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks left. So, but we won't forget about 4th of July. So yeah. Anyway, so that's all. So if you're gonna subscribe for more content to Privacy J Productions and the Privacy J Productions 2, all of my social medias will let you know all about it. Facebook, my name is Jaden Garcia, and Instagram is JTech727. Snapchat is Scoots0727. And follow me on Twitter at PrivacyJNYC1. So thanks for watching and peace out.